In the dead silence of a moonlit desert, a lone rancher finds a dying woman, her leg swollen, her voice trembling with one desperate plea. Suck out the venom. He saves her, or so he thinks. But when the night deepens, and her blood turns black under the moon, the rancher realizes he didn't draw out poison. He drew in something far worse. Now the desert won't let him go. The night was alive, with nothing but the sound of Eli, Morgan's boots crunching against the dry earth. The moon hung low and cold above the canyon, casting long, twisted shadows that swayed with every movement of his horse. The animal limped beside him, saddle torn, flank bloodied by a brush with barbed wire earlier that evening. Eli's breath came heavy, the kind that comes from long miles and longer regrets. He'd been riding since sundown, chasing rumors of stolen cattle and bad men, but what he found instead froze him in his tracks. A shape lay sprawled across the trail, a woman's dress torn, her bonnet fallen in the dust. For a moment he thought she was dead. Then she moved. "Help, please!" The voice was soft, almost lost in the desert wind. Eli dropped his reins and rushed forward, kneeling beside her. "Easy now," he murmured, brushing dirt from her cheek. It was Clara Hale, the doctor's daughter from town. Her face was pale, sweat glistening along her forehead, and her hands trembled as she clutched at her leg. That's when he saw it. The 2 puncture wounds just above her boot. "Snake got you?" he asked, though the question felt hollow. Her lips quivered as she nodded. "Copperhead. I didn't see it till it struck." He cursed under his breath. The nearest doctor was half a day's ride away. She wouldn't make it that long. He tore a strip from his shirt and tied it above the bite, hands shaking. The wound was already swelling, darkening, pulsing beneath the skin like something alive. Her eyes fluttered open again, filled with fear. "Please, suck out the venom," she whispered. "It's really swollen, please." Eli hesitated. The thought made his stomach twist, but one look at her face, the pain in her eyes, and the decision was made. He leaned down, pressing his lips to her skin, drawing out the poison. The taste hit him, sharp, metallic, strange. He spat into the dust and went again, desperate, praying it would help. Clara gasped, clutching at the dirt. The night around them seemed to hold its breath. When he finally pulled back, her breathing had slowed, but color began to return to her cheeks. Eli exhaled, relief flooding his chest. "You're gonna be all right, Clara," he said softly, wiping her brow. But even as he spoke, something in the air shifted. The crickets had gone silent. The wind had stopped, and for just a second, he thought he saw the veins around the bite shimmer. Faintly, unnaturally, and under the moonlight. He pushed the thought away. He'd saved her. That's all that mattered, or so he thought. Eli staggered back, wiping the blood from his lips, heart hammering like a drum in his chest. The taste was wrong, metallic, bitter, colder than any snake's venom he'd ever known. He spat into the dirt and stared at her leg. The wound didn't look natural. 2 clean punctures, but too even, too precise. Not from fangs, and from something made by hand. Clara's breathing turned shallow. Her eyes, half open, glimmered strangely in the moonlight, a glassy shine that didn't belong to the living. "You shouldn't have done that," she whispered, her voice trembling and low. It carried something beneath it, like a whisper inside another whisper. Something not human. Eli froze. "What do you mean?" he asked, his voice rough. He reached for her shoulder, but she jerked away violently, the movement too sharp, too strong for someone half dead. Her hands clawed into the ground as she gasped, body convulsing. The earth around her seemed to darken with her blood, not red, but a deep oil-black shade that shimmered under the moon. "What did they do to you?" he demanded. Her eyes snapped open, pupils blown wide, veins rising beneath her skin. For a moment she wasn't Clara anymore. Her voice, when she spoke, carried an echo that made his blood turn cold. "You think it was a snake?" she hissed, half laughing, half sobbing. "They said it would cure me. They lied." Eli stepped back, the dry sand crunching under his boots. The night felt tighter, pressing in, and the stars above seemed to fade as if the sky itself didn't want to see what was happening below. Clara's body went still. Then slowly, unnaturally, she turned her head toward him. "You took it in," she murmured. "It's inside you now." Eli's hand went to his chest. His pulse raced, too fast, too hard. He felt a strange heat crawling up his veins, spreading from the cut on his lip. He looked down at his arm. A faint blackness was moving beneath the skin, winding like smoke through his blood. His voice broke. "What the hell is this?" But Clara only smiled weakly, eyes glistening with a tear that wasn't quite water, something they were never meant to release. And as she collapsed, the echo of her words lingered, soft, trembling, and full of dread, while Eli stood frozen, feeling the venom in his veins answer the darkness that had claimed her first. By dawn, the air was colder, the kind of stillness that made even the desert seem afraid to breathe. Eli sat outside the cabin, blood-stained hat in his hands, watching the horizon burn gold. Inside, Clara lay on the cot twitching, muttering words that made no sense. Her skin had gone pale as bone, veins black and pulsing like roots under her flesh. He'd done what any man would have, tried to save her. But the woman he saved wasn't the same one he found. When he touched her arm, she shuddered, eyes flashing open with that strange mirrored glint. "They tested it on me," she said. Voice cracked and layered, like two people speaking from the same throat. "They said it would make us stronger. But it takes your soul first. They were coming for you next, Eli, the whole town." Eli backed away, breath trembling. His gun trembled in his grip, not from fear, but from knowing what had to be done. She wasn't human anymore. The warmth in her eyes was gone, replaced by something that watched him like prey. Outside, the sun crept higher, spilling light through the cracked door. Eli looked down at his arm. The veins beneath his skin were darkening, slow but steady, the poison crawling toward his heart. He staggered, choking on his own breath. "You saved me," she whispered, her voice breaking through the creature's tone. "But now, I can't save you." Eli raised his revolver, the barrel shaking as tears burned his eyes. "Suck out the venom," he said quietly, echoing her words from the night before, but now they carried the weight of a curse. The gunshot echoed across the empty desert. When the echo faded, only the wind remained, whispering through the canyon, carrying with it the sound of a promise broken, and a love lost to something neither of them understood. The sun rose fully then, spilling gold over the sand and blood. Two lives swallowed by the secret the West was never meant to know.